What's up, guys? Welcome to Game Scrubs number 10.
We made it to double digits, fuckers.
Already, if you can believe it. I'm one of your hosts, Cal. Joining me, as always and as per usual, is Jake. How you doing?
Dude, pretty good. A boomer colleague of mine didn't update some stuff for a while, so I was struggling a little bit with my stream, but other than that, I'm really good.
My sanity was struggling, that's for sure.
I felt so bad. I could feel the energy from your room in my apartment.
You're standing over there just like, it just keeps climbing. I can feel his power from here.
I was raising my hands to the fucking sky trying to give you all my energy to try and beat.
I have a little meme I'm going to post to the Game Scrubs group once this is all over because it's way too good.
Awesome. Perfect.
It's a callback to last year's memes and it's going to work perfectly. You're going to love it, folks. Honestly, it's going to be one of the best memes that I've ever seen.
Cal makes the best memes.
Only the spiciest of memes will suffice. And
God.
Everyone knows that. Okay, folks?
Everyone knows.
That. Isn't that right? Don't I make the spiciest memes? Of course I do.
It does make spicy memes. All right, lay it on me. What's our plan?
Speaking of some spice, I just did the wrong thing to do, which was, wipe my face. Don't do that anymore.
Don't wash your face.
Wash your face, but do it with soap.
Yep.
This is going so well so far. COVID-19, it's real. Since the last time we did a podcast, some significant events have taken place, and now it's time to take the action and do our part to, not that anybody watching is unaware at this point. It's not like we're the mass media necessarily, but it's also, I think, a good call just to review at least how you can protect yourself and what to do if you feel sick. We pulled up those two articles just before we got started here. So obviously, this is from the CDC itself, not whitehouse.gov, not moronland/Twitter/Facebook.gov. This is from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Yes.
So, these articles are thorough and good to know.
Yep. Good
know how it
spreads.
spreads.
Easily accessible.
Currently, no vaccine. Best way to prevent illness is to avoid being exposed to it. You people.
Solid.
As a matter of fact, I saw that officially the government said try to avoid places with 50 people or more. Smart. No problem. Except that my job is that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think there's ever even 50 people in the store, so I think I'll be all right.
Jesus.
You sounded like Eddie Murphy talking through like an old school radio right there when you were taking a sip.
God.
All right. The virus is thought to spread mainly. Oh yeah, duh. So keep your distance. Stay away from me. I don't know. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Exactly.
Droplets. Wash your damn hands. 20 seconds. Simple. Especially things like public place, blowing your nose, coughing, sneezing. Use hand sanitizer. And avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Distance yourself and other people if COVID-19 is spreading in your community.
Yeah.
And then this is not going to be like sexy stuff. that we're talking about here. It's going to be very standard, very common sense stuff. But people still need to know or be reminded, because holy crap, I've seen too many people out there just being dum-dums. I saw a guy cussing out the media saying, "Oh, you guys are the problem. You're making this mass hysteria." Or, whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're like, you're just fueling the fire. The panic's worse than the disease itself. It's like, I don't know about that. Panic doesn't give me a fever. Panic doesn't give my grandfather a fever and just fucking die.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
We have a vaccine for panic.
It's called we have a pipe for panic. It's called opium.
It's called real drugs, okay?
All right.
It's called clean needles. When you're shooting up, use clean needles. There you go.
Jesus.
Can you? So let's see. Cover your coughs and sneezes. Easy enough. Throw used tissues in the trash, not on the ground. You animals.
Animals.
If you are sick, then you can wear a face mask.
That's what gets me, is like people who aren't sick yet are wearing the face mask. Wear it when you're sick. Not.
Yeah.
Like, God, idiots.
I just want to be like, I have a solution for you that'll keep you safe. Here, it's made out of plastic. Plastic is a polymer, and no disease will be able to get in. Just take it. Right over your face.
Damn face.
All right, clean and disinfect. Yeah. To disinfect, most EPA registered household disinfectants will work. So, all your stuff.
Yep.
If you can check out the article to make your own bleach solution if you're really that person.
Yep. If you feel the need, if you want to, and if can't get bleach.
Right.
Yep.
And then now,
all right,
what you do if you are sick? Stay home.
Done.
Except to get medical care. Maybe
Obviously.
call ahead.
That
also,
way they know they can prepare.
Avoid public transportation.
Boom.
If you don't have a car, that sucks.
You don't have a car, take an Uber.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably a better solution.
Honestly.
Just like hang your head out the window like a dog.
Just coughing onto kids as you drive past the playground.
Yeah. Separate yourself from people. Call ahead before visiting your doctor, like I just said. Wear the face mask. This is all the same stuff.
It's pretty, cover your coughs and sneezes. Once again, it's the same thing.
But also...
monitor your systems. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Your symptoms, and your systems. Gosh.
How to discontinue home isolation.
Okay, go outside.
Who have stayed home can stop home isolation under the following conditions. If you will not have a test to determine if you are still contagious, you can leave home after these 3 things have happened. You have had no fever for at least 72 hours, 3 full days, no fever, without the use of medicine that reduces fevers, and other symptoms have improved, for example, when your cough or shortness of breath have improved, and at least 7 days have passed since your symptoms first appeared. If you will be tested, no longer fever, other symptoms improved, and 2 negative tests in a row, 24 hours apart.
Okay. Boom. There you go.
Perfect.
And that's the basics.
So
CDC.gov.
Yep.
Good reference.
Now, this is not some political fucking agenda for those who think we're like Russian or even American plants by the government to
plants. I'm aloe vera.
I'm I don't know, what's a salty plant?
What's a plant? What's a plant that thrives? You're seaweed, dude.
Yeah, I am seaweed because I taste like shit. Anyway, this is a gaming podcast. The best fucking podcast, normally on at 6 p.m. Monday nights, now on at 7 o'clock, mostly because I'm going to blame OBS.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure if I need to blame them, if I need to blame Windows 10, or if I need to blame Discord.
The liberal media.
Or
man.
The mainstream media. Let me tell you something. They have been so unfair. And honestly, all these questions lately about my ability to operate OBS have just been really demeaning and just disgusting questions, okay? They've been really horrible.
They've been really horrible. So horrible.
And quite honestly, the only thing worse than that is the fact that my favorite show, E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Okay.
You may have heard of this one. You might know of it.
People in the industry don't know how much I know, but I do know.
Fun.
I do
That's
know.
my favorite thing is when he's talking about something that's like super obvious, like McDonald's or something. He's like, I don't know if you've heard of it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, too. Oh, man. But, yeah,
God.
E3 2020 canceled.
Boom. Damn.
It's all ogre now.
It's all ogre. It was going to happen.
Yeah.
It happens in June, week of your birthday. But, you know, so many people were pulling out. It was just, it was a good call.
Yeah, it was the smart thing to do. And especially since, you know, and we're going to probably blow through some other ones here. Oh, wait, no, we aren't, because we actually just got rid of them because basketball canceled. NHL canceled. Baseball postponed.
Masters canceled.
Masters canceled.
NCAA March Madness.
NCAA canceled. Most sporting events, concerts, and even production on TV shows, movies, games, a lot of that stuff is just canceled or postponed. So,
yeah, it's like
the smart thing to do as a society to limit the spread by basically not enticing people to go out.
It cracked me up because this like CDC and all these other groups canceled way before these like more mainstream kind of things canceled, like the NBA, stuff like that. It's just like, man, gamers, they know. The gaming industry was ahead, that's for sure.
Yeah. My thing is like, that's still not for another 3 months.
Yep.
So does that mean
it's not going to be...
How soon? That almost surely means that with the virus spreading, right? That we are going to go into a lockdown of some sort in some way at some point, right?
I mean,
it's almost like not even a question, right?
It's got to be. It's going to happen. It's just we're seeing the beginning of it. That's the thing, is people are looking at it like we're ahead of it and all of that. No, we're not ahead. We're coming from behind right now. There is 5 tests per million people. Like, we are not ready, and it shows. And it's going to be a hot minute before we see anything good, really, coming of this.
Yeah.
It's just it's an odd, awful spot that we shouldn't be in, but we are. And
no.
You know, but with E3 being canceled, they're making some moves.
Yeah. And I think you're leading right into what no.
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about E3 2020 could still happen as an online experience.
Yeah. And this actually, we did talk about the last time we streamed. I went on a whole big old rant about it, saying,
Yup.
"Oh, why $30? Because that'll be blah 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 blah. Good price point. More people want to do it, and demos and stuff." And granted, yeah, you made a good argument, counterpoint, saying, "Oh well, data miners are gonna fuck the system or whatever." But
Oh, dude, they'll tear it apart. Like shit, when Pokemon put out a demo for Sun and Moon, they basically figured out all of the Pokemon that are in the game immediately.
yeah,
Took them like 10 minutes.
but they did say, the ESA did say that they're exploring options with their members to coordinate an online experience to showcase industry announcements and news in 2020. Which kind of makes me wonder how good of a job they're going to be they're able to do that, because I've heard that Microsoft is already kind of trying to figure out a way to do their own thing,
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
and Sony, I think, was already planning on doing their own thing.
Mhm.
Nintendo, the same thing. Presumably Bethesda and Ubisoft maybe figuring their own thing out, or maybe
I'm interested
it's going to be
to
more akin to like the PC game show, where maybe they don't bring everybody on stage, or don't, it's a more personal experience where they just have like the host, and then they bring someone in on Skype and have a little interview, and then they show the game.
Square Enix is in talks of doing something. I'm interested. The one I'm really interested in is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
This was going to be the first year that they did like a big conference, so we'll see if they put anything up, if like they make something like a Nintendo Direct or something like that.
Yeah.
Devolver Digital has already said that they're going to do something, so that's really exciting.
I mean, all their stuff's pre taped anyway.
Exactly. They're set.
That's perfect. I can't wait to see the same like cuts to the audience of like stock footage of a mom stealing someone's popcorn or whatever.
Yep, I can't wait to see. Do you think they'll make a joke about the coronavirus? Because it'll be pretty far out, right?
It would totally
Like,
be far out, dude.
Will it be acceptable at that point?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Maybe
Humor's
not.
the best way to get through shit like this, so.
Yeah.
Other than washing hands and other things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
E3 2021, though, is still lined up to happen.
Yep.
I think, honestly, this could wind up being good for E3 in terms of having a year to maybe scale down and then come back bigger and better in some other format, maybe, depending on how they feel like is the best way to present stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be any good. I think next year's E3 is going to be a train wreck. I don't think it's going to be what they want, what they expect, and I think it's going to be the last E3. If it's going to happen, it's going to be the last. Because this won't be the last one. They aren't going to let it die this way. They're going to try and do one more. They're not going to think it's the last one, but they're going to go in there, and it's just, no one's going to care.
Yeah.
Unless they do some insane stuff. And like, there's going to have to be amazing announcements. We don't need crazy bullshit with dudes playing loots and stuff.
So
just fucking show us show us some games.
I have it highlighted, but I'll say it out loud anyway. ESA said in a quote to GameSpot, quote, "We thank everyone who shared their views on reimagining E3 this year. You're welcome. We look forward to bringing you E3 2021 as a reimagined event that brings fans, media, and the industry together in a showcase that celebrates the global video game community or industry." End quote. Now, the word that sticks out to me there is celebrates. Like, are they gonna move towards like a format that's more akin to the Game Awards? Because I feel like those two, as of last year, they were neck and neck for me in terms of like watchability and like relevance to like capturing my attention. You know?
Well, yeah. Like, honestly, if they saved some of the same kind of announcements, they made some bomb announcements at the Game Awards this year. And if they just didn't do it at E3 and just made the announcements at the Game Awards, it would just stomp it. Because, like, such huge announcements are saved for E3.
Mhm.
If they gave, like, one or two of those to the Game Awards, it'd just be better.
Yeah.
It's a better show. It's more of a performance. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
E3 doesn't feel like a celebration of games anymore. It just feels like
It feels like
it feels like poor developers that aren't trained and skilled at talking in front of large groups getting thrown up in front of thousands of people to talk about their game. They're just like, yeah, we're really excited about it. And I'm like, I'm so excited that they're here because they're the ones actually doing the work on this. But man,
not to
someone
mention that
coach
the
them.
guys that actually do know how to talk to a crowd are
wearing
still
blazers and
cringy.
fucking
They're
t-shirts.
still yeah. Yeah. But even then they're still so cringy. That's my point. Is they're cringy no matter what.
Yeah, honestly though, it's no matter what, it's really cringy. E3, I love it, and that's one of the reasons I do love it is to make fun of it.
Oh yeah, that's
like
that's what I told my girlfriend was I was like when she asked when the news dropped, she was like, "Oh, are you upset?" And I was like, "I'm devastated. I love making fun of all these people because it's."
I'm 100% there with you. Like, man, last year when we were making fun of fucking Xbox, that was so much fun. Xbox, and we were there for Bethesda too.
Bethesda was
amazing
brutal
in the worst kind of way.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But hopefully something gets figured out because Microsoft needs to figure out how to sell this Xbox Series X. And
dude,
one way they're gonna do
they don't need to figure out a way to sell it, dude. It'll sell itself. Look at it.
These specs are out.
Day out.
CPU, 8 cores, 3.8 gigahertz. GPU is a custom RDNA 2. Die size, yeah.
Did you see that? Right before we went on, actually, I was reading an article about how it uses NVIDIA code, some old NVIDIA code.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was expecting that.
Oh yeah, brother.
Based on what they would have to hit in order to have cheap enough parts that did the teraflopping.
That got it done. That got the flopping. More flops than LeBron James.
That's nani.
That's over 9,000.
Yeah. Let's see. Memory bandwidth: 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes a second, 6 gigabytes at 336 gigabytes a second. Internal storage: a terabyte custom NVMe SSD. Now, that's hot. That is real hot.
That is awesome. That's dope.
That's gonna that right there is gonna make things super, super fast.
Yep.
Now the memory kind of is concerning, but the storage, ooh-wee, and the throughput, 2.4 gigabytes a second raw. Oh, give it to me raw. Or give it to me compressed with custom hardware decompression block. 4.8 gigabytes a second.
Has a 1 terabyte expansion card though, so that's good.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude, and you know they're gonna make their own and just.
Oh god.
They're gonna print their own money with that.
I mean, that worked really well for the Vita.
And the GameCube.
I mean, it's funny because like PlayStation and PlayStation 2, PlayStation, and GameCube all did it, and it worked. But no one gave a fuck for the Vita. They're like, nah, this shit's outdated.
Yeah.
Nah.
Basically. Let's see. What else have we got here? External storage. 3.2 external hard drive support. Optical drive is 4K UHD. Their performance target. This is a target.
What's the target, bruh?
4K at 60 frames a second, up to 120. I'm throwing it out there. It's not going to hit that for any of the games in the first. You know what? I think it's going to be 2 years.
2 years, eh?
Before any game hits that. Now, granted, they could just have like a white game with. They could have like. Oh, not Unfinished Swan. Yeah. What was the
Untitled Goose Game? That's the thing. They're gonna do it with indie games. They're gonna be able to hit 4K 120 frames per second with indie games with like no textures.
I'll grant you that it's possible, yes, but there are certain things with games where sometimes, and this actually was the case for Fallout 4 before they patched it. But if you were able to unlock the frames from 30 to like say 60, or even just say, hey, put it at the max frames per second that the card can handle, which, you know, some cards could get up to 120. Mm-hmm. Your speed in the game would be matched to the frames per second. So theoretically, you could like zip around the entire map in no time, like, because the frames would just be like, oh, you're processing 4 times as many frames, so it's like hitting fast forward on a VCR.
Yep.
Oh my god. So that's a given that all those indie games then are accounting for that or not capping themselves off like that.
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see how it works out. Once again, it'll be about the games. They can keep putting out these incredibly powerful machines, but if you don't have games that people like desperately want to play on your console, who cares?
Wayo. All right. Enough about Xbox. Ugh. Xbox. All right.
Let's move on to some more positive news.
Let's look at the biggest game coming out March 20th.
After Animal Crossing. I'm excited to see what the numbers are going to be like with these games.
It's going to be hot. I'll tell you what, I'm so hyped. Even though I dropped a lot of money on food today. Too much money. Way more money than I thought I was going to.
Oh, yeah? Awesome.
I might not get it day one.
I'll get it day 2. It's fine.
I need to get it day 1, though, man. Ooh. I like, because this is the game, right? Where.
This is what you've been waiting for, dude.
Yeah.
4 years.
Oh, my God. It has been 4 years already. What the hell?
Oh, waking up out of a coma. It's like the episode of South Park where Cartman wants to be frozen until the Wii comes out.
Yeah.
Being frozen for like millions of years, like thousands of years. Oh, man. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Doom Eternal. The collector's edition won't come out with everything at launch. What a title. What a title to this article.
Yeah.
Immediately had me hooked, right?
Yeah.
But it is missing something really big
crucial.
For Doom. Yeah. What's that?
The soundtrack.
Yup.
How the hell are you not able to complete a soundtrack in time? That should be number 2 behind making the fucking game.
I mean, like the
rest
soundtrack
of it's just logistics.
It'll be in the game. It just they won't have the external soundtrack for you.
That's the point, though. Is if they have it in the game, they should be able to put that Just rip it from the game, even put it in a separate file. Digital Deluxe, give it to me.
X gonna give it to you. Oh man. So yeah, that's about it. Honestly, it literally says, unfortunately, Bethesda didn't offer anything more specific than that. Then it's gonna have like, then it's not gonna be there on the 20th. That's about it.
Yeah, like, yeah. There's. Thing is, I haven't heard too much of the new soundtrack because I've been intentionally avoiding it. I have seen some trailers, not all, but I'm trying to save myself. I'm trying to save myself for you, Doom Eternal. Oh.
That's nice that you're saving yourself for Doom Eternal, and you know why that's nice?
Because it's gonna be crunchy.
Because they had some crunch.
Yeah.
People chose. Some choose to work long hours.
Yeah.
Creative director Hugo Martin says working at id Software is a 24/7 job. That sounds fucking awful to me.
Mm.
It's funny that Hugo Martin was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and that's where we found out about this.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because Joe Rogan knows about crunch. Like, Joe Rogan researches his people before he brings them on, so he's gonna ask him good questions, even if he's high as fuck.
Yeah,
Just like rambling about MMA. But
you mean MMA, MDMA?
Yeah, MDMA. Man, sorry. I want to read this quote. Martin says he's not forced to work long hours, but he finds himself doing so anyway. It's not really crunch. This is going to sound hokey. It's like a lifestyle. I live and breathe this. No one makes me stay at the office. Even when I come home, I see my kids, I do my thing, and then I just do research. I imagine him going into like a basement with a single light bulb hanging from a cord, just swinging him on this ancient Mac computer he's on an Apple II computer, just like pounding the keys, trying to get stuff going. God, what a time.
All right. I'm going to just say it. Crunch, crunch is inevitable in almost any industry. You know? Now, I would argue there should definitely be limitations. Like, if people are getting fucking sick, you know, maybe they're working a little too hard. Maybe you should chill the fuck out and just, like, delay it. Delay it. Who cares? Delay it.
Yep.
If it's gotta be done, it's gotta be done. But like, I mean, when I'm at work for 12 hours a day over the weekend because people are freaking out, panic buying shit in the grocery store.
Yep. You know, that's
crunch, right? Am I wrong? I mean, crunch is just a word for overtime for developers, right? That's all crunch, it really is.
Basically, yeah, that's what crunch is. It's like it's when it gets close to the release and they have to work crazy long hours to try and get it out.
And remind me, they sit at their desk? They just sit there and code, or like they're just sitting there, right? They're not like lifting boxes and shit, right?
Nope. Yeah. It's just insane hours. It's no sleep, no eat. I mean, like we'll talk about it, but apparently like even places that offer food, people don't eat because they're so focused on trying to get the shit done so they can be done. Yeah.
And like, maybe I'm just not that focused. But damn. It just doesn't seem possible to be so focused you decide not to eat. Although I have done that, I guess. I don't know if focus was the right word, though, for me that day. It was like the day I really decided to start job hunting.
Yeah.
And I was a total scatterbrain Jane. Yeah. just applying wherever I could easy apply on monster.com or whatever.
Yeah, Crunch is bad, and I'm sure Crunch is bad at id, but nothing compares to Crunch at Naughty Dog. Reading this article earlier this past week was heartbreaking, but we all had to have known it was happening. Like, you don't like Naughty Dog games without having an insane group of people working insane hours.
Right.
Like, holy shit. It blows my mind that they lost so many senior developers for this. Because they were all, like it said in an article by Jason Schreier, who does, like, phenomenal Crunch articles. He's talked about it so much now. Like, he talks about, like, how a large metal pipe fell through the roof of the studio where construction was happening above them, and they didn't even know people were there. And they were at their desks, and they were going to continue to be there for quite a while because they were working on Last of Us 2. And I think the example that Jason used in the article was, in Uncharted 4, when you accidentally shoot a bag of grain and it slowly falls out. That's why. Making such an interactive environment, such an interactive game, so much depth, so much perfection to detail. It takes a lot of time. And these poor people are just sitting there, like you said, at desk, just pounding away, coding away, designing away. And apparently, like, there's occasionally, like, breaks in the chains of communication. So people will be working on stuff for like 3 or 4 days, maybe 12-hour days, and then whatever they just worked on won't even go in the game. Like, if that consistently happened to me, I would be pretty pissed off, and I would dip.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got all fired up.
No, I mean, that's what it is. And the thing is crunch is rampant.
It's insane.
And I think a lot of developers are realizing that it's not okay. Instead of, let me rephrase that. A lot of developers are no longer accepting of that as fact and saying instead this can't continue the way it is, which is essentially how the article is framed, right?
Yep.
They're wondering how long that approach can last.
To make games like this, it's not going to last.
Right. It's going to be I think the thing that really is a pretty large force behind all this is the idea of timetables.
Yep.
From big money players. And obviously Naughty Dog, I'm not saying Sony's at fault by any means, or like even like the brass at Naughty Dog. I'm just saying, like, if it gets put out a certain date and then they're going to be obsessive about grains of sand or bags of sand emptying when you shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, that's fine, but you gotta. On the one hand, like, sure, if you need to delay it, just delay it. But also, there's a concept in programming called scope.
Yep. Crazy concept, man.
You gotta scope to exactly what you promise. Now, they don't have to promise a ultra realistic game in terms of physics or anything, right? All people expect
kind
anymore.
Of what's expected of them.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, save the fine details for like cutscenes, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the way his foot, Drake's foot sinks into sand in Uncharted 3,
Mm-hmm.
walking away from that plane crash. I thought that, and the sand physics they made there was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then,
Like,
sorry,
it's pretty insane. Like, but that's what people expect, though.
right?
That's what the consumers want. After doing it, now they're expected to continue to do it. And they are continuing to do it. Every game, they just keep taking it up. And it's like, when's it all going to collapse? When are we going to just not be able to do this anymore? Rockstar did it with Red Dead 2. Like, shit, man. That was nuts. When you walked into colder areas, your horse's testicles shrunk. Like, it's insane.
That stuff was just stupid. I like,
dude, but that's attention to detail, and that's what they take a lot of pride in.
I think there's a difference in terms of, it's fine to have attention to detail. Don't get me mixed up on that. I'm saying when you go into a Red Dead game,
Mm-hmm.
do you give a fuck that the balls shrink on a horse? No. You're there to play the fucking Wild West yeehaw game and shoot people, and like, I want the core to work. And if they have other stuff that they want to expand on, fuck, do that in an expansion pack for free. If crunch is becoming that big of an issue, you know? I mean, shit, if they can roll out a update to Skyrim's their like visuals for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I'm getting at, is like, if it isn't affecting the core gameplay, maybe scope to your core gameplay first. And I'm not saying that that's not what they're doing. And obviously with Naughty Dog, they have earned that reputation, like you said. But I'd rather them understand scoping to their product first, instead of focusing on those tiny details and then saying, oh, we're so crunched, when they were probably focusing on something outside of their scope first and mixing up the priorities. That's my issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know that for sure, but that's what it sounds like.
I just think that they're going to get the basics down. You know, they know the basics. Their mechanics are great. What they're doing in the game, they know their story. Like, Naughty Dog's notorious for great stories. And like, they just keep stepping it up every game, and that's what the fans expect. And that's what Sony expects now. And at this point, it's mentioned in the article that Sony turns a blind eye because they know that they're going to pump something out that's going to be critically acclaimed, and it's going to be like, oh man, you have to get this because it's on Sony. But yep, and like, Naughty Dog's not a massive company, and they're not hiring more people. They're, in fact, even for this, they hired greener people, like people who are newer to the industry. This may have even been their first big game, which is so good for the gaming industry to get new people in it, more people in it, but not at the cost of losing other people, you know? Who's also, like, as horrible as it is, maybe this will lead those other people who are working insane, horrible hours to go do something totally different and totally awesome. But yeah, shining a light at Ellie's face in Last of Us led her to blink and turn away. Those details exist because Naughty Dog built a culture of perfectionism where games have to be great no matter the human cost. That just like embodies the whole article right there. And it's a really fucked up way to look at it. And those people who have been working on these games forever might have like felt more inclined to stay, didn't mind staying when they were in like their early 20s and single or something. But the older they got, like, it's like, oh shit, I have kids and a significant other, or I have like a pet, I don't have to just sit around and I have more to my life now than just coding. I have more to my life than just like making fucking backgrounds and watercolor backgrounds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see where everything's going. It's got to break sometime. There's like no unions in video game creation right now as well. So that'll be interesting to see if that ever happens.
There should be.
100%. 10 out of 10. It would make, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now if those fucking existed.
God. Yeah. Although
contract work would go to shit,
really...
dude.
Yeah.
Contract work would be the absolute fucking worst.
Yeah.
It already is disgusting, but
just be hissed at as a scab going
Yup.
in during a labor strike or something.
Trying to get your way into the industry. They wouldn't make any money. They wouldn't get any benefits. I'm done. I'm done.
Yikes.
I have nothing else to say about this.
Yeah, same.
But I do have some
Crunch
salty takes.
sucks. There we go.
Crunch is the worst.
Let's fucking end that. And you know how we're gonna end that? By washing our hands and staying away from people.
Facts.
So, because of the coronavirus, somehow AT&T is going to be able to suspend their data caps. It'll be nice.
Wait, what? That's crazy.
It's almost
So
like they really don't exist at all. Like you could
Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh my god.
Whoa.
My whole perception of reality has been shattered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I could talk about this for hours. This just makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Data caps are a joke. AT&T is a... So, to go off this really quick, though, there was a group of senators that actually wrote to Sprint, T-Mobile, CEOs of Sprint, T-Mobile, Comcast, asking them to do the same. So that's really exciting. They're like pushing for this, and this is like good. As fucked up as this is, like this whole COVID-19 thing could be really good for
people to understand the bullshit that is like in so many industries.
Exactly. Like it might open people's eyes to, oh wait, they can do this. They just choose not to and make me pay more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like boom.
Oh, so
Holy
this
shit.
is just an artificial price gouging system that you've created? Oh.
This is an artificial
Fuck
price gouging
you.
class system that you're creating.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh my god. Meanwhile,
Man.
MediaCom, we're giving all customers on all services the 50 gigabytes of additional data through March 31st. Thanks. Seriously though. God.
All right, I'm not staying. I'm not staying on that one. We're moving on.
I'm done. Let's move on. I can't handle this.
Yeah.
I'll just get too angry.
I'm getting all sweaty over here.
I already ranted about Crunch. I don't need to get all drop another 10-minute rant about data caps.
So Pokemon Go, looking ahead, has realized players can't just walk around wherever they want to go. So they're making it easier for players to stay put during the pandemic.
Kyle, do you play Pokemon Go still?
Fuck no.
I do.
Not really. I mean, I had it re-downloaded, but it's already gone back to being offloaded. So
Damn.
like,
All right, well, did you see this, though? Did you read this article in depth? See all the interesting, crazy things?
just that it's increased players' ability to catch Pokemon in one place.
Yeah, basically. And then incubators have been thing that it did.
They've been what?
The time to hatch an egg in an incubator. So like a 10K is only a 5K, and like a 2K is only a 1K.
Oh my
So
god.
like I mean, people, I would just walk around more. Like it's like I can do things twice as fast now.
Guys, you don't have to go anywhere. Oh, now I can do everything twice as good.
Can you where We are BFFs. Made the best point. Can we catch them all without catching COVID, though?
I'm fine with that.
Impossible. You guys are right. But here's the thing. Like, so one of my coworkers is an avid Pokemon Go player. And we were sitting there and she was looking at her phone. And she's like, this is bullshit. She had dropped some incense. And there were more Pokemon coming up, I guess. Because they're supposed to come up every 5 minutes. And they're coming up like every 2.5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, thank God I can catch a shit ton of Medicham or Meditite. That's all it was.
Mm.
She's like, it was just the same generic ass Pokemon she would normally catch, just more of them. Woo woo. Yeah, that's
Big
about
trust. Woo woo.
it. God.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm over Pokemon Go. Sorry.
It still has such a rabid fan base, but I'm done with it. It takes up too much space on my phone, kills my battery. Not interested.
Yeah. No kidding. That's exactly where I'm at with it. Like, if I'm able to keep it on without it offloading itself, then great. But I never can, so it keeps offloading, which is fine with me.
Yep. Same. You know what's also fine with me?
No! Stop yourself right now. Fucking GameSpot with their samey ass video introductions.
Music just blasting away. Same music every time.
Yeah.
But this is really cool. This is an exciting thing in the fact that it should have been there day one, but Epic Games Store finally adds a long-awaited feature, which is literally a wish list.
That's
it.
How do you build a store and not have that?
I know. It's like, fuck, man.
Come on.
I'm not saying it's easy because I don't code, but fuck.
Oh,
I feel
it's
like that's
easy.
One of the first things,
Let me
that's
tell
one
you
of the first
something.
things you want, right?
That's pretty easy. I'm just
Damn.
saying.
Hot take. It's not a hot take if it's the truth.
Yeah. Granted, everything has to be updated, but
yeah,
they have the resources, I think.
They have the
to
resources. That's what
cascade the update down through their program, because it has to start with the database that they're running from, or I assume through a server.
Yep.
Oh God, I'm not gonna get into it. But
here's the thing, Fee's right. It's the same storefront without a shopping cart. Like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Come on, Epic Games. And the sad thing is, even with like such a mediocre interface, it's still like pissing Steam off and still getting people over on it.
Yeah, because of exclusives.
Yep.
Which is wild.
Yep.
And also free games that they just give out. They just give out free games, which is wild because Steam definitely does not do that.
Oh, Steam doesn't do that?
No, they don't do that.
I mean, they do sell Doom 2016 for $6, so that's pretty dope.
Oh. Well done.
4-year-old game.
Wow. Amazing.
That's true.
Amazing.
It's a good service when you have a shit ton of exclusives. That is true.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
All right, so we end each podcast on a high note.
A positive note.
we were initially going to do this as our ending note for, Epic Games. Well done. Your store finally has a wish list feature.
Your store finally has a function it should already have.
Yeah. But we decided to end with this instead. Overwatch League has been canceled all March and April due to the coronavirus.
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we made it. Oh, we're just having some fun here because Overwatch, I'm definitely not still salty from the pre-podcast stream or nothing at all about that.
Nothing at all.
Not at all. COVID-19, aka coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all these matches, whatever. It's done. Look at him crying. He shouldn't be touching his face like that. He's going to kill He's gonna kill Winston. Winston, look out! Winston!
Winston!
Look, he's letting Winston breathe all over him.
Come on, that's way too close. Everyone knows that.
That is
That's not
nowhere
okay.
near 6 feet. Actually, wait.
Nope.
That's close. That's closer
6
than
inches.
6 feet. That's more.
That's
That's
much
more like
closer.
6 inches instead of 6 feet.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. The only way I'd be able to measure that, I'd have to measure 6 times. But
Oh my god.
anyway, yeah. Again,
That's
so I want to say again, sorry everyone about the technical issues that delayed us today. Hopefully
I'm gonna touch
won't
my
happen
face.
again.
Yeah, now that someone has the OBS from 2020.
Yeah. Now that I have downloaded, actually, I might as well bring it up. This nice, beautiful, mwah, gorgeous.
It just
Anyway.
looks good, man.
Yeah, it does. It looks professional.
Yeah.
instead
it
of
is.
instead of this guy. Woo wee. Wee
God.
woo. Oh man. All right.
Old piece of shit.
I liked it though. It worked so
It was
well.
fine.
That's how I was streaming before. But
Get ready for some cleaner, more
No
interesting
longer.
streams, dudes.
yeah, no kidding. Be on the lookout for it. Coming up maybe even tonight if I get around to doing it. I'm gonna eat some dinner.
Coward. Yeah. That's what I'm doing right after this.
And
Well,
then-
put me an hour behind on my schedule.
Yeah, and then so I'm gonna eat, and then we'll see. I might try and get that Sombra or not Sombra. What's her name? Not Sombra, Symmetra skin.
What?
Only
Oh,
2
do
more wins in the arcade, and I'll be there. So
I don't know, man. How many wins did you get today?
7 over the course
How long
of 3.5 hours, I think, something like that.
it was only 3. Don't worry.
Oh, 3. Oh, that makes it a
It
whole
was
lot better.
only 3.
Yeah, I swear to God, I think I went 7 and 20. No, like 7 and 12 or something like that today. It was brutal,
Yeah,
Without the
it was a
normal
long
crew.
day.
but yeah,
Awesome. But thank you all for tuning in.
absolutely. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. We're hitting those subs real good. If you liked what you see, follow, sub. We have a new emote that should be coming out soon. It's been sent into approval from Twitch. I'll be working on our channel points. I got one thing in today, just a fun little custom one. We'll have other ones in too. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Jake. Follow me at Jake the Mayor on Instagram, Twitter.
I'm Cal.
And
You can follow me at Humble Halfwood on Twitter, although it's going to be either extremely awful dad jokes or regular jokes for that matter. They don't have to be dad jokes for them to be bad. All my jokes are either bad or politically based on Twitter because my words are my own.
that my thoughts and opinions are my own. Thoughts spelled THOTS.
I own all the thoughts, okay? Only the finest
Dude.
quality thoughts imaginable on Twitter right now. Thoughts and prayers. We need a national day of thoughts and prayers.
That's why Trump went straight from the church to the strip club.
Oh, can you imagine him walking in and holy water that they just spray on him or whatever? You know how they do that, like.
Okay, no, dude. So this is what happens: is he as the donation thing goes by him, he pulls money out of it, puts it in his pocket, and he's throwing like nickels and dimes at these strippers that he stole from the church.
He's like, watch this. When they know you're rich, you can do anything, even put a nickel in their pussy. All right, good night, folks.